Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is lecture series 6 dealing with network, cloud, operational databases and finally about that data warehouses. Come, let's go into the video. So these are the basic type of databases where we have seen all these types of databases in the other lecture series, and finally in this series we'll be studying about network, cloud and operational databases with data warehouse. So what is network databases? So it is nothing but it is a database management system where it is a database model that is going to allow each record to have multiple parent and child records. It forms a flexible and complex structure. So this model, it is an enhancement of hierarchical model databases. So in hierarchy databases, you could see there is a parent, child, and we told that it is not much flexible when it is having n number of parent and child entity. So the same way here, the structure itself is a bit complex. So the network model, it is using graph structure which consists of nodes. So this A, B, D, C, all these we consider as nodes, or you can call it as entities, and relationship, that is you call it as edges. So the arrow mark is nothing but the relationship, or you call it as edges. So these edges forms to organize the complete data. This is following many to many relationship. It is not one to one, one to many, many to many. So here it has greater flexibility in how the data is to be connected. So here, to connect all this, you have two main components that you have to remember, that is records and sets and ownership member relationship. What is records and sets? It is nothing but here the data will be organized in forms of records, that is similar to a row in a relational table, or a column or set of table that defines a relationship between each records. Owner member relationship. So an owner record can be easily linked to multiple member record. So the owner is nothing but you call it as the parent entity, which can be connected to multiple member as nothing but it can be a child, right? So a member record can belong to multiple owner record also. So one particular member, say B, can have n number of parent entity, and the same way the parent can also have n number of child entity. So moving on to the next slide, it is about cloud databases. What is cloud database? It is a connection of organized or unorganized data, that is either structured or unstructured data. So that is completely done in a private or public or a hybrid platform, that you call it as cloud database. It can be a private cloud database, it can be public, or it can be a hybrid system. So this database, it is built upon a public or hybrid cloud environment so that it helps organize or store or manage the data within an organization. So this cloud databases, it is going to provide you good flexibility, reliability, security, affordability, and more than that, it is going to provide you a modern business application. So that's why each and every business organization use cloud databases, so that it can be easily accessed by everybody. It can be flexible. You can add data, organize the data, retrieve the data. Yes, so here the cloud databases is divided into two types. One is relational and non-relational databases. What is relational cloud database? So here it consists of tables, which is having rows, columns. Why it is arranged in terms of tables is it is allowing the data to be organized in a predefined relationship. Already the parent, child, whatever entity will be predefined and arranged. So you call it as fixed data scheme. And also it uses structured query language, that is SQL, so that the data can be manipulated, queried. Yes, non-relational cloud database. Here, this database is going to store and manage the unstructured data. So there is no fixed data scheme. So that you call it as email, documents or sensor data that cannot be organized in prior. Right? They do not follow a clear set of scheme, or it will allow information to be saved and organized in a particular format. Moving on to the next database. It is nothing but the operational database. What is operational database? So here it creates and updates the database in the real time. So it is actually designed for executing and handling the data operation in several businesses. Here the operational databases, you call it as OLTP, that is Online Transaction Processing System, which is designed to manage dynamic data in the real time. It is going to support you all the day-to-day operation of the organization. Maybe the customer relationship management, order processing, checking the inventory management, anything that is done in real time. Here there are some key characteristics for operational database, that is nothing but real-time processing, frequent updates, high volume transaction, normalized data structure. What is real-time processing? The name itself tells that it is designed for developing or executing a real-time dealings, business dealings or processes. Frequent updates. Frequent updates means frequently the data are updated and arranged properly. High volume transaction. So it is going to support you with n number of clients, and it can be optimized so that the processing is at the higher rate. Normalized data structure. So here normalized scheme is used to reduce the data redundancy and improve the data consistency. So every time when you put the data into the cloud or the operational database, there will be n number of data that is floating over the database. So now that has to be arranged properly. So normalization is used so that the data structure will be normalized to make sure the data is consistent. There is no data that has been lost in the network. Next is all about the data warehouse. What is data warehouse? You call it as OLAP, that is Online Analytical Processing System. So the operational database, you told online transaction processing. This is online analytical processing system. Here the data warehouse, it is going to support decision making and analysis activity. Till now we have seen a number of databases which is storing the data, managing the data, retrieving the data, helps in querying the data, forms parent-child relationship, a number of databases, right? So now this is the last one where the data are stored, warehouse. Warehouse is nothing but Amazon warehouse or Flipkart warehouse, where we store the items, right? So it is used for decision making and analysis activity. So it is going to consolidate the data from multiple operational systems and provides a unique view for the organization data. There are some characteristics for data warehouse, that is nothing but historical data, complex queries, denormalized data structure and periodic updates. What is historical data? So this data warehouse keeps focusing on the historical data so that it can provide a good platform for analyzing the data and making a good decision. Complex queries. Here it is optimizing the complex queries, and it also optimizes the unpredictable queries that access a particular table or a particular data in a row. Periodic updates. The data can be loaded in bulk and it is rarely changed, or addition happens but it is rarely changed. Denormalized data structure. So here it uses denormalized scheme so that it facilitates faster querying and reporting for the decision making. Hope you have understood all the types of databases with data warehouse. Next we'll be seeing about deep into what SQL is, how can it be done. Please stay tuned for more information. Thank you.